and everything stops for tea.
Well, a very, very good afternoon, and I hope you're all well. If you're joining us today, I'm very, very excited because throughout the month of June, I have managed to find a sponsor for a cup of tea with Mr. G. And our sponsor through June is the Tea House. So if, like me, you're a big tea drinker, then contact the Tea House because they are an online tea shop for loose tea and accessories. And they're an independent tea merchant selling loose tea online. Loose leaf tea online, the finest that you can get. And they've got a fantastic range: green tea, matcha, white tea, oolong tea, black tea, pu-erh tea, as well as caffeine-free range available to buy online. And their range of Chinese teas are amongst the finest teas that you can find. So many of the teas are organic tea, and those that aren't have been chosen for their outstanding flavour. So there is our sponsor, theteahouse.co.uk. On the little ticker tape at the bottom, you'll see that running throughout the whole of the talk. And Ross at the Tea House has very, very kindly given 250 grams of their finest English tea as a prize. And what we're going to do is we're going to ask today's guest to ask a question. And that question, I'll tell you exactly how to enter, but whoever wins that question will win the tea. So it's time to meet my guest. Without further ado, if I press my magic button, and there he is, as if by magic, a very, very good afternoon. Hello, Geoffrey.
Hello, Christopher. How are you?
I am very, very well indeed. And I'm sure a lot of people will recognize you because of the work that you've done with Friends of Cruise and Maritime Voyages. And before I have a little chat to you, I just got to mention, if it's your first time with a cup of tea, Mr. G, drop us a comment and say hello, hi. And if you've got any questions you'd like to ask Geoffrey throughout our talk, just pop it in the comments and then we can actually throw it up on the screen. So, Geoffrey, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show today. Can I start by asking about how the Friends of Cruise and Maritime Voyages, I know that it's with Ambassador Cruise Line now, but how did Friends of Cruise and Maritime Voyages all start?
Well, the idea was made by a very good friend of mine, Jan Hickman. We're still wondering exactly how we got to know each other because we did meet through Facebook. It must have been on another site, but for some unknown reason, either I got a friend's request from her or vice versa. And then the next thing is, because we did have one big thing in common, and that was really the love of cruise and maritime voyages. It's something that we were both passionate about. Jan had the idea of starting a very small, really just friend group with probably about 3 or 4 people to start off with. So it was just extremely close friends. This was started on the 19th of November in 2016. I joined on the 20th, the day after. And then it went on from there. We have now got in excess of 7,020.
There we are. Look,
yeah.
I've got a little banner for you, specially prepared. And I've got a picture of Jan as well. That's Jan up in the top left-hand corner.
Right. So shall we go through them? Shall we go through them?
Would you be so kind? I don't know the other people there, but who are these people? I know. Yeah, you far away.
Okay. So first of all is Jan Hickman, then myself, and then the lovely Julie Madrick, my friend from Essex, Essex girl, full and through. Then we've got Jeff Reed. Then, believe it or not, this is a gentleman from Holland.
I'll let you have the pronunciation because it's a very difficult language, Dutch.
Yeah, and that I really do. But sorry, and I've also had a mental block. I do know who he is.
Don't you worry.
It's Peter. Peter. And then last but not least, from Australia is our Marilyn. She's our Australian kind of
Wow.
correspondent, and she looks after us. But back to
So
Peter.
you're
Peter
telling me
Van
this
Schip.
only started. You're telling me this only started with a couple of friends, and
Yes.
then I've just shown up those people, and that's all across the world, right down to Australia. It's quite incredible.
I think we can literally say I think we've got somebody really near enough in every country in the world. Plus now we have got a lot of the ex-crew members, and many of them we've all kept as dear friends, and we all kind of keep up to
Yes.
date. After what's happened during the pandemic, which is good because we can at least, as I say, keep up to date and see what we're all doing, which is most important. And so, but that's how the group started. Our main aim was really because some people have never been cruising before. I was a newbie once, and you know what? I was really scared when I first went on a cruise because
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know really what to expect, and I think we've helped because through everybody's experience, not just mine or Jan's, it's just a case of everybody's experience. Anybody else that's joined the group who's never been cruising before, we have tried to help them, to see, try and explain what to expect. I mean, I love cruising. I feel fortunate I'm able to cruise. It's something I never ever thought I would be able to do when I was younger, because I really didn't think I could afford it, is being an honest answer. But with cruise and maritime voyages, they did give you that opportunity. They were very reasonable, and I think they gave the opportunity for people that have never cruised to cruise.
I know that. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's that the price point was very, very attractive.
Yes, it was.
But I don't think it was just price, because I know myself and my late wife, Mrs. G, when I was performing on the ships, we were made to feel like part of the family.
That's
And
right.
the crew, and obviously meeting other fellow entertainers, but it was the crew. It was just like it's as an extension of the family. That's the only way we could describe it. And it was such a sad thing when it all came to an end, and people were so passionate about the ships as well. And I'm sure a lot of people who are tuning in know all about the ships, but just remind us, what would you say would have been in your group the ship that people have most comments about with Cruise and Maritime? What would that have been?
I think Cruise and Maritime started, albeit, it'd be 12 years ago now. It would have been, it is 12 years ago now. And the first ship they ever had was, of course, the Marco Polo. And she was a 22,000 ton ex-Soviet Union Russian liner. She wasn't just a cruise ship, she was a liner. And she wasn't very big, but she had just something about her. And I think the two ships that really stand out was the Marco Polo and the Columbus. I think both of them have been so popular. The Columbus, for myself, that really saddened me. When it left Tilbury, I honestly thought it would return, maybe under a different disguise. But unfortunately, it was sold to Sea Jets, and I'm not going to go and get political, but
no,
that was a kiss of death, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Well, we won't talk about what happened to him. We'll just sort of live on the memories. And you say about being at sea, Mrs. G, she used to sing at sea, so she was a big band singer on the Canberra, and she would say to me, she said, there is no holiday like it. And I remember what she said to me actually came up in a post, and I think this is beautiful. Once the sea has touched your soul, life on land is never the same. How much of that do you think is true?
Very true. Very true. As I say, once you've been to sea, you fall in love. That's for me. you know, as I said, I love the sea. I always have done ever since I was very small. So
Let me just ask you, Geoffrey. Right. So the love of the sea. Did you go into the Navy or anything like that? What was your first jobs then?
no, my first job was working in a shop called Benjamin Francis. It was a little men's outfitters in Tunbridge Wells. Yes, it was a bit like and then after that, after a short while, talking about I'm Free, I actually went to work for a store which was literally Grace Brothers to a T.
Was it?
It was. The store is still there, but it's now no longer this name. It was a company called R.W. Weeks, and they were in Tunbridge Wells, and it was just like that. All the salespeople stood at the door in a line with their little sales pads, and you know, it was next customer. It was amazing, really.
I've got some other pictures here, and this is all related to what jobs that you've done. Talk me about this one.
Right. Yes, this is a cinema called the Majestic Cinema, which was in Reigate, in Surrey. Unfortunately, no longer exists. It got bulldozed down, and there is a very small cinema there now on a new build. Yes, by some accident, I became manager of this little cinema, or not so little. It was 2,000 seater, and it had a Wurlitzer Christy Tyler organ that used to come up.
Yeah, that's worth a bit now.
And
whoever's got
it was, I mean, it was a lovely old cinema. But you know, so that was, most of my life has been retail, but that was just a little fraction.
But I'm going to stop you there because here we go.
Right.
Now, this is you as a
funeral director.
My goodness, you've gone through the card here, haven't you?
Right.
Men's outfit, and then the funeral. How long were you a funeral director for?
I was funeral director for in total about 10 years. And I can tell you, I'm going to have to look at my notes because that was in 1982. So for 10 years, I got in by probably, it was just a case of somebody that I knew was looking, a gentleman was going to retire in a funeral director's office. Very small place called Hawley in Surrey. And they were asking, they asked a friend of mine, do they know of anybody that would be interested? And just in conversation, this came up, and I said, well, it's unusual, but you know, occupation. But they said, but you've got the personality. Because
what does that mean?
Well, you know, you got to really care about people and love people and understand everything. So
you had great empathy for the job, yeah?
Yes, yeah. So I decided that I'll give it a shot. And I enjoyed the 10 years. I operated all through the Surrey and Sussex area, so I kind of was either in Crawley or down on the coast, Brighton, you know, funerals, Croydon in Surrey. So all over really. But my main aim was to see the people, arrange what their wishes were, and eventually I was, they call them a conductor, which means that you look after the people on the day and keep an eye on the proceedings. So that's what
Geoffrey,
I did.
I'm going to ask you, and we're going to talk about Ambassador Cruise Line, which is very, very exciting. Before I do that, I just want to go to our comments and just see who is joining us today. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of these, and we've got here. Okay, here we go. So hello, Gizo. Somebody, is that a nickname? Hello, Gizo. Hope you're doing okay. Love more us all here in Scotland. Oh, Gizo. Sorry, that's me, Gizo. So that's we've got this one, which is Chris, you lost weight. I have been shouting that from the rooftops, Geoffrey. Chris, you lost weight. What we've got here, we've got Bruce Thompson. Now, you know Bruce. You've seen him many, many times. What a
Yes, I do.
Great act. Great act. Great mate. We give each other a ring every week. And you've got a Facebook user. I don't know who it is, but they're saying, oh, that's hi, Chris and hi, Jeff. We don't know who that is. Hello. We've got Bruce is not saying something funny here. He's just saying hi from Bruce Thompson. He'll come back with something funny, knowing Bruce.
Right. He's amazing with his band, one-man band, what he does. He's a great act. The lovely Rose, my dearest friend, Rose Cook Monk, wonderful lecturer. Work with hi, Rose.
You know. There we are. And then let's move down here. And we've got hi, Chris from a Facebook user. I don't know who that is. I bet you this is Bruce Thompson. Why are you wearing earrings, Chris? Here we go. A Facebook user. I don't know who it is, but they said I enjoyed it on the cruise with you. So that's just most of the show. I love somebody here that said, Jeff, I love the Magellan, and the Magellan. That was another ship. The ship was a destination for a lot of people, wasn't it?
That's right, because there was every ship had its own identity. No ship was the same with a company. So you know, it's so the Magellan, which was an old Carnival ship, Carnival Holiday. That's what it started as. I understand, but I cannot get the facts and figures of this one of when it happened. But I understand that there was a beauty pageant held on board. I think this must have been in Carnival days, and all the contestants were airlifted to the ship for this competition to take place. But
that sounds like a very American thing to do, isn't it?
But I haven't, I've been trying to find out when it happened. It definitely happened. But when it
if anybody knows, let Jeff know.
Let us know.
And here we go. There's a little hi, Jan Hickman. Hi,
Jan.
Lovely Jan. And then we've got Nathan, my mate Nathan, young entrepreneur. Hopefully you're doing very well for yourself now. Hi guys, sorry missed the first 10 minutes. If you've missed anything, don't worry, because what I always do is I make a recording and then I post that up. And so you'll be able to see the whole show. And I'm getting towards the ends of these, and then we're going to talk about Ambassador Cruise Line. And we've got here, hi guys. Yeah, sorry. I've got a chap here who's Russ, that's from the old Seacroft days at Hemsby. Hope you're well. Hello, darling. First time able to see live at the same time zone. LOL, great job. Congratulations on weight loss. Time zone, who's that then? I'm going to find out. We've got afternoon, nice to see you. Sat in isolation at the moment, dreaming. That'll be the lovely Katie Sirrett. And
yes, I've got a picture of my son Michael actually kissing her on board Marco Polo. Rather a passionate little lass. That was
all right. So there we have to show us a picture there.
Katie,
get it up there.
Katie. I'll get that to dig that one out again, I think.
I'm speaking to wee Katie at 6 o'clock tonight. But what a girl for creating shows. And I know the Atrium. Now, which one was it? Columbus or Magellan? She did this absolutely wonderful. Tony Parkins was the narrator, the voiceover. It's incredible. She got such a vision of putting on shows and stuff like that. And it's lovely to be able to keep in contact. In fact, she was my tap dancing teacher until she's gone back to sea. So lovely, very talented loader. Mimosa Queen, that's my friend in America. This lady, we met her. Now, this is what you say about cruising, Geoffrey. We met Sheila, who's traveling on her own, myself and my wife, Mrs. G, and we met her, and she was traveling on her. And this was years ago, and we just sort of kept in contact ever since. And even now, she will contact me, but she absolutely loves the sea, and there is no holiday like it at all.
Yes.
And that was Mimosa Queen last message, read the time zone. Right, there all the messages. Thank you so much indeed. If you have got a question for Geoffrey, then put it in the comments box. But we're going to move on to how the group name has changed, and this is Ambassador Cruise Line. So tell everybody about Ambassador Cruise Line, because am I right in saying it's the first British cruise line since it must be what, 2009?
2010 was the
2010.
last one. So 2010. Well, we were all been really waiting because we all really wanted another cruise line to operate, especially out of Tilbury, because we lost all of that. And I think with a little help, I can't say it was all to do with our group, but we asked people to email us why there should be another company, or why something should happen to start cruising again from Tilbury and from British ports. So very, very briefly, we had all the emails sent in to us. We were asked to send them via a very good friend of mine to one of the original CMV directors to read through. There were so many requests for another company that the idea got into their heads that maybe we should try again. I know it wasn't just our group, but many people did basically ask, please, we miss you so much. So we were very happy to hear that on the day after my birthday, lovely birthday present on the 13th of May, Christian, who was the CEO of CMV, announced that a brand new, and I must have emphasised it is brand new, cruise line called Ambassador Cruise Line has come into force, and it's going to introduce British cruising back, no-fly cruising. Hopefully, we're starting from Tilbury, and the first cruise will leave Tilbury on, let me just check this, 6th of April will be its maiden voyage or maiden cruise to Hamburg. Now, not everybody's going to get on that ship, but I know it will be fully booked. It will be.
You'll just fill it from your group.
So we could fill it several times. So that's, and they're introducing a ship called Ambience.
Can I throw a picture up as we talk? Is that
Yes.
okay? There's the Ambience, beautiful looking ship. You got this one as well. Okay. And I've got a little few pictures inside as well. So I think I might have one more, Geoffrey. Let me just see if I've got one. Yeah, here we go. This is bars and everything. So it really is beautiful looking ship. So tell us more.
Well, Ambience is 70,000 tons. Just to give you an idea, it's a little bit bigger than Columbus, but not very large. I mean, it's far bigger now, as you know. So inside, I think a lot of the interior will remind people of Columbus, but as I said before, this is not CMV, this is Ambassador Cruise Lines. They are a totally British cruise line. There is no involvement from other countries. It will be totally run, I believe I'm right in saying, from London or from the offices at Purfleet.
Yeah.
This is their first ship. We are hoping, and I think it will happen, and I don't think it'll be too long, where a second ship will be announced. But at the moment, we do not have any idea what it will be, but it's going to be something that's going to be smallish, kind of not. I would just imagine. I would imagine it will be somewhere in a region between 45,000 and maybe just under the 50,000 mark. I only say that because Ambience is quite a big ship, and that will most likely run out at Tilbury majority of the time. But then I know it's their intention that they want to run out of Newcastle again, and
Great place.
Liverpool.
Another great place.
And hopefully, other regional ports, which I'm sure that people want. I mean,
where do you think they'll go to? Do you think they'll go to the Mediterranean, or is the Mediterranean absolutely saturated? They're going to keep away from there?
Well, I think they will go on certain cruises to the Mediterranean, but it is, as I say, a lot of cruise ships do go there, but it is a popular destination. So,
right. Okay. I've got to ask you, the brochure and the booking, would it be a good idea? And I think it is. I think it's a good idea if people join your group, because I think you're going to be more as the first people to let people know when things are going to be going on sale, the dates, the reservation numbers, and things like that.
Yes.
Do you think that's a good idea for them to join the group? And if so, how do they do that?
All right. So the first thing you need to do is, if you want to look up our group, it's Friends of Ambassador and Cruise and Maritime Memories. We're easily found if you look up on Facebook. Just request to join. We do ask a few questions, but if you answer truthfully, then there's not normally any problems. We do try to be extremely careful on who we have come in, for reasons, but we try to protect our members. We've kept it a friendly group. We've kept it a friendly group, and that's always been our intention, to do so. But if you do that, and we'll be pleased to have you, and look forward to. But when we try and keep up with everything, our main emphasis is that we will only mention things if we know they're exactly correct. So we don't do any guesswork.
And your group, and I'm going to be seeing you again because I'm coming down for your trip. Tell me all about your trip that you've got planned, you and Jan have planned.
Right, so this is the Dorset Belle. A little bit of the history. The Dorset Belle ran from Bournemouth Pier 10 years, or finished running from Bournemouth Pier 10 years ago, where they lost the contract basically. So then it went to Cardiff, and it was operated under the name of Dame Shirley, and then a guy brought it back to Kent. Did operate shortly, just for a short while in the Kent area, but then the idea was to return it back to Bournemouth, to its home. He's had it completely revamped to the original, exactly how it would have been, and we are very pleased to say it's sailing back from Bournemouth Pier again, after 10 years absence. And we've got a organised boat trip for members. It's not a big do, in other words, capacity wise. We limited it to 60, but the actual boat is licensed for 142. Thought we'd keep it small, because it's going to be more of a social meeting. So if anybody's interested, it's on Wednesday, the 7th of June. We leave Bournemouth Pier at 1 p.m. sharp.
7th of July. 7th of July.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm in June. Right. That's why.
That's right. And these are sort of places going to. Is this right? Have I got the right pictures here? Hopefully
you've got the right picture. Well, what we've been promised, and obviously this is conditions which we should think is going to be favourable, is that from Swanage we will go and see Old Harry Rocks. Then we'll go towards or into Swanage Bay. If time allows, we will go along the Jurassic Coast a little bit further, and then return back into Poole Harbour for a tour around the island. And Brilliant. There's also the Dorset Lakes, which are inland a bit, but we think we're going to have time now. We have slightly extended. We've slightly extended it. It was originally a 3-hour trip, but now it's 3.5. Right. For no extra cost.
Excellent. Bargain.
Bargain. So there again, anybody,
get to the site and you can find details of that.
Yeah,
and
you've got the details are on the site. So, if you want to book a ticket, but I've only got, realistically, I've got 10 places left. So
get them booked up quick. I'm going to just stop again just to check some of our comments that we've got coming through. There might be some questions in there that people would like answering. So I've got to find out where we got up to. Yeah. Now, myself as an entertainer and all my mates as entertainers and my mates as lecturers, they're asking this question. Any idea who'll be booking the acts for Ambassador? Asking for a friend. Yeah.
Not yet. Not got a clue.
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo on that one. None of us know on that one.
No.
Looking good. Geoffrey, you're looking good. There was somebody saying. And you've got here, any discussion or thoughts on long-haul cruises in 2023? That's from Joyce, my mate up in Dudley.
Right. We haven't got an answer to that one yet. I mean, I think what people are asking is if whether or not there's going to be another world cruise. I think it's a bit too early yet to even mention that. I think eventually there will be, but I have said that on my own back. But I think the main thing is to get things up and running first, and it's going to take a couple of years to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what happens. If we get any more information on that, we can. I have got one. There was somebody that asked a question, and I've got the answer. So I don't know if you're going to answer it. And that's regarding singles. Do we want to?
Oh yes, that's a very good question.
Yes. So somebody said, how many cabins will be allocated to the single person? And I don't know if you travelled as a single, but it's great. Don't be afraid to. Evidently, they are going to offer in excess of 80 cabins. So that is what we're looking at, which is quite a lot. So that's in excess of 80 cabins, a single occupancy. And all I can be told is they are going to be reasonable. Now, I don't know what that means, but they're going to, they're going to be all right. I think.
Well, people who are single get penalised so much in the travel game. So if they say reasonable, that's great. It's not expensive, No. Can I just check? Somebody's put this up as a post. Friends of Ambassador Cruise Line incorporating cruise and maritime memories. They've put friends of, so they put friends of twice. So it's Friends of Ambassador Cruise Line incorporating cruise and maritime memories. You can't miss it when you go on Facebook. Okay. So that's marvelous. And there's one last thing, which when you were talking about your trip that's going out, you seem very, very knowledgeable about anything that floats on the water. And is it down to the fact that steamships are your hobby?
Right.
Paddle steamers. Is it? That's a paddle steamer.
That's a paddle steamer. That's the paddle steamer Waverley. She's the last sea operating paddle steamer, not just in the United Kingdom, but in the world. There are paddle steamers, but not seagoing ones. She was she was launched in, I think it was 1947. So she's getting on a bit. But she's had she's recently been reboilered and re-engined or refitted. And she's just been into the dry docks in Garble in Scotland, and has in fact been doing sea trials yesterday to hope to start operations up again within the next few weeks. Starting operations from Glasgow, that's Glasgow Science Centre where she sails from, but then she does do trips all around the British Isles. So she leaves Glasgow, and then she come down to the River Severn. So she'll operate from places like Minehead, Ilfracombe, and Penarth, around that area. Then she'll carry on to the Solent, operating from Southampton, Bournemouth, Hull, Weymouth, around the Isle of Wight or to the Isle of Wight. So that's normally what she does then. Then after that, she'll end up coming up to see us on the River Thames. So we often
my neck of the woods. I'm a Maidenhead born and bred, I am.
Yeah. So
Geoffrey, can I ask a favour? When I come and see you on the trip in July,
right.
can you just find out information, because I'm in Bosnia Regis.
Yes, Bognor Regis.
Bognor.
Bognor Regis.
Bosnia Regis, and somebody told me that there used to be a paddle steamer that went at the end of the pier. So when I see you in July, could you find out if that's true or not? Because it just might be an absolute load of codswallop that people are telling me. But apparently there was a paddle steamer that used to pull up, and it'd be interesting to know if that was true or false.
Possibility. She has called it Worming before now, which isn't far away.
Yeah, but this I don't know which paddle steamer it was. I don't think it's the one that you mentioned. I think it was one from years gone by. Geoffrey, before I ask you to take your leave from the studio, I've got to ask you, you've got a question. Now, this again is our sponsor for June, the Tea House. Ross from the Tea House has very kindly given us 250 grams of his finest English loose leaf tea, which we are going to give to a winner. Now, what will happen is that Geoffrey in a minute is going to ask the question. What you need to do is you need to go to my Facebook page, A Cup of Tea, Mr. G. You need to join that. And when you join it, then you can actually message me your answer. Because if you win, I can message you back, private message you, say, you've won. I need your address to be able to send the tea through. So I think that's the most private way to do that. So there is my Facebook page, like Geoffrey's page. You can't miss it. That's what it looks like. So we are going to ask Geoffrey for the question. Fire away, Geoffrey.
Right. So Cruise and Maritime Voyages did do some world cruises. So my question is what year was the first time that Cruise and Maritime Voyages operated around the world cruise, and which ship was it that went?
A two-part question.
A two-part question.
Just repeat that question to everybody so they make sure that they've got that exactly as it is.
So we want the year that the first time that Cruise and Maritime Voyages operated a round the world cruise, and secondly, that is the actual ship that the cruise took, actually went on. So which ship took part on the very first cruise?
So we've got a two-part question. We're looking for the answer of that, and people just go to my site, join my site, I'll approve you, then you send me a message with your answers, and then if you win, I'll message you back, and then we can private message each other to actually get the address to send the tea. Thank you, Geoffrey. I've just got one last message that came through. Somebody picked up on the Waverley, picked up off Yarmouth Pier on the Isle of Wight when they worked at Norton 10 years ago.
Oh yes, she has called there, and I think she will still do. She's been a little bit out of action just lately with bits and pieces, and of course the pandemic. But I think she will be back there at some stage, hopefully either this year or next year. So we're looking forward to that.
Thank you ever so much for taking the time to actually come on the show.
Thank you for asking me to come on.
You're welcome, mate.
You made, mind you, just to say, my friend said that you did make us all. You made us all laugh.
You're the ones.
On the last cruise we went, very briefly. On the last cruise we went was when we went to the Canaries, and Mrs. G was with you. I know.
Yeah.
I did actually say to her. I didn't speak to her much, but I did say to her.
Neither did I.
Would you like to?
6 years.
Would you sing? Because I knew she used to sing in a band, but would you sing? And I think her expressions was eek. I think I'll leave that to the professionals now, but I do remember her with fondness. And
if you ever look behind me,
I see.
There, that's Canberra News, and we put that up on the wall because that was she said that was on my cruise ship. That was my first cruise, and she was so proud of that. And I found recently, Geoffrey, a little gold ignet, which was the Canberra, and that was her treasured possession. And I was going through all her things, and I came across this. and I've made this jewellery tree, which is an LCD tree. But I didn't want to get rid of her jewellery, so I put all her jewellery on the tree, so it looks like a little Christmas tree. But I couldn't put the camera because the ring had come off that. And so that's going to go on the tree. But there again, it's just this passion about the sea. And she was so happy. I was so happy. People were so happy. I've never seen so many happy people at sea. And with Ambassador Cruise Line, I'm sure that day is going to come back again.
I'm sure it will.
People get onto Jeff's and Jan's site and get one of those seats booked up before they all go. Thank you ever so much. And I'll be seeing you in July.
See you in July. You take care.
God bless. Love and lights. Take care now. Bye. Well, that was my friend Geoffrey. Thank you so much, Geoffrey, for coming on the show and talking all things cruises and other things as well. Just to wrap things off, I have got the winner to announce. Whoever's going to win this tea, I'm going to announce before my next show, and my next show will feature another good friend, comedian Don Reed, and that's on Wednesday 23rd of June at 4:00. So whoever's won the tea, I'll just let you know who won. And the week after that, on the 29th of June, Wally and Paul, two great guys I work with in Cyprus, they are the only Eagles tribute, two-guy tribute to the Eagles. Their music, their harmony, their playing is absolutely fantastic. And that's going to be on Tuesday, the 29th of June at 4:00. And if you would like to come on a cup of tea with Mr. G, just message me and let me know, because I just love talking to people. As I've always said, everybody has got a story. The update is on the draw. As you know, I tried to sell tickets at £10 a ticket, which was too much to ask for, so I'll drop the tickets down at £2 a ticket, and this is to win a fabulous holiday with Gian Holidays to the Isle of Wight, Bembridge Coast Hotel. It's for two people. It's for the over 40s only. You could just go to one of my posts and you'll see everything that's included on that. Return car ferry, standard room in the main hotel for 3 nights, 3 dinners, 3 breakfasts, free drinks, certain brands from 6:00 till midnight, a full entertainment program, and you've got a choice of 2 dates, 26th of November or the 7th of January. So please buy a ticket, because 100% of that money, I don't have any interest in the money at all. It all goes to charity. 2 charities, £1 of the £2 will go to the Love Your Hospital, which, as you all know, is the charity which I raise money for. The other £1 will go to the Duncan Edwards Foundation and Museum up in Dudley. So I can't think of anything else to tell you. And it's I've got one more comment. I'll just read that just in case it's something that we've missed out. No, it's some love hearts, which is lovely. So I think we're going to finish off on that one. Can I wish you love and lights? Please take care of yourselves. I've got to go and get a lettuce leaf for my lunch. So, do you know, I put a post up today. I couldn't get over the number of women in my slimming group who were taking their shoes off and putting lightweight slippers on before they got weight. See, I'll go in my mankini next time if that's what they're going to do. Until next time, this is Christopher G sending you love and lights. The lads of the band, put your gin down. We've got to sign out.
And everything's off for tea.